truck at our company right here. It's not a bad one. 2018 Volvo 670. And then here was the truck that was mine when I started here. Right there, the 780. That's the one that I had when I started here. Then we had some, it was just like the cursed truck. Tell you what, it was a lot of issues, but I want it back. Somebody else drove it down to Alabama for its maiden voyage since the transmission went out on me in December, and they just now got everything fixed up on it, and he took it down to Alabama. On the way down there, his fuel pump failed, or not his fuel pump, his fuel filter failed, as well as he had a blowout right after the fuel filter was fixed. So I'm not the only one that is cursed when they're in that truck. But man, that truck was nice to drive. Had a lot of power. I want it back. I'm not even kidding. I really want it back. Let's see which tire, if we can figure out which tire blew. I'm gonna get, oh, this one right here. Because he said they put a trailer tire on it to get it home, so that must be it. Yeah, I really do like that truck. Anybody home? No, don't mind me. Yeah, this is a nice truck right here. Lots of power, 500 horsepower. Went up the hill is pretty nice. 2008, I believe it is. Let's see here, what's it say? I don't know, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an 08. Yeah, it's rough, but it was nice and comfortable. So, all right, we gotta go get my truck fueled up here real quick. What I do for an extra $200. I do that 7 more times. That's a good workout. Each one of those, each box has 30 dozen extra large eggs. Each box has 30 dozen extra large eggs. So that gives you an idea of how much weight each box is. Oh yeah. Just in case any of y'all are wondering, I just did the math. 1 dozen extra large eggs weighs 26.5 ounces. Multiply that by 30 and then divide that by 16. Total weight is 49 pounds, some odd ounces. That's how much each box weighs, 49 pounds. And I did what you just saw me do 7 times total. So that's a good workout. There were seven boxes. I'm sorry, 7 skids. Each skid had 4 rows and each row, or I'm sorry, 4 layers, and each layer had 6 boxes. So 6 times 4, 24 boxes per skid times 7 at 50 pounds a box. Pretty good workout. The jackass that almost hit me. See if he wants to flip me off again. There you have it, folks. Alright, now let's see if he's gonna play the games. See, this guy didn't know what the fuck he's doing, because if he's been through here before, he would know that the right lane never continues all the way through. You gotta be in the left lane if you're gonna go all the way through this place. He rolled the window down, he was going to do something. He was going to do something, and then he saw the camera. Oh, I love people. I love how their mood can change as soon as they realize they're being videotaped. Alright, I guess I'll explain a little bit about that whole road rage thing earlier and how that came about while I'm sitting here in traffic in Pennsylvania and construction, because they don't realize that at nighttime there's less traffic. Therefore, it would make more sense to close the roadways at nighttime. But I digress. Pennsylvania. In Flemington, New Jersey, there's a roundabout that 2 major highways intersect at. It's a big roundabout. And I hate the roundabout. It's a very confusing one. If you've never, roundabouts in general are just, well, they're hell. I hate roundabouts. But anyway, especially because each town has a different set of rules for the roundabout. You know what I mean? It's not like a red light where every town a red light means stop. At roundabouts, the yield points are different. Everything is different. Why is my truck going crazy on me? I hear the pneumatics in the truck doing all kinds of weird shit right now. It's like the transmission it's got an automatic, so it shifts pneumatically. But I keep hearing like it sounds like the transmission is jogging back and forth from high to low range. But anyway, what happened was, okay, the best way to do this this traffic circle is, the traffic circle itself has 2 lanes that go around it, which is the biggest issue about that traffic circle. There's 2 lanes that go around it, okay? That would be, that means you have to cross and cross and cross, all sorts of, at all sorts of different times. From the time you get into the traffic circle to the time you want to exit, depending on where you want to exit, which lane you need to be in. There's no markings to say which lane you need to be in. There's nothing, So, and the crazy thing is too, you can be on the inside lane of this traffic circle, and you can still exit from the inside lane. So you might be wanting to exit from the inside lane, but the person on the outside lane has no intention of exiting at that same exit. So you could, it's a horrible, horrible, horrible design. And the yield points are different depending on which entrance and exit you're at. If you're coming into a certain entrance from one direction, then you might have the what's the word I'm looking for? I'll just say the freedom. It might be your choice to go. It might be your right of way. There we go. You have the right of way depending on which exit or which entrance you come in from. However, when you are going around the circle, depending on which entrance that is that you're about to pass or which exit you're about to pass, you might have to yield there or you might not have to yield there. So it's not a universally set up circle. So anyway, what happened was the best way to do that is, at least for me as a truck driver, so I'm not cutting off cars as I'm making the left to go around the circle. You know, I don't want my trailer to be out into the left lane and possibly run a car over. So I always stay on the inside lane, and then I exit on the second exit, which, that's pretty much what almost everybody does there. And then I exit on that second exit. Well, there's a truck driver beside me, and again, let me back up a little bit. If you do see a truck ahead of you that is going to be on the same, or that, it's going into the circle, it just makes sense. There's no law, there's no whatever, but it just makes sense to get in behind that truck. Don't try to go around the circle at the same time as that truck. Don't be in the lane next to him. Even if you think he's wrong, be in the lane behind him. Do not try to pass that truck, if he's ahead of you. Well, this guy tried to pass me in the middle of the circle, and he had to go up on the curb because I wasn't moving. Screw that guy. I wasn't going to, I was there before he was. So I was not going to, go too tight and run over traffic cones because he didn't know how to navigate that circle. So anyways, he had to go up on the curb, and, he was all over the place, and he got pretty pissed off at me for it. And so he went on down, he flipped me off after I got around him. I got around him for a little while, but he was obviously empty, and I got 43,000 pounds. So he was able to accelerate without any problem from the next traffic light. So anyways, the funny thing was, though, when he saw me videotaping, because I had pulled up next to him in a red light, not by choice, I wasn't looking for a confrontation, so don't be thinking that. But I pulled up next to him at the traffic light because that was just happenstance. And I saw him reach over to his power window switch. Now we're getting the full-fledged glory of the Pennsylvania rough roads. So anyway, he reached over to roll his window down. I got, you can see it on the tape. You can see him reach for the passenger window switch. He rolls the window down, and you can see him look back at me like he's about to say something. Oh my God, I hate these roads. You can see him about to say something, and then he sees the camera, and he very quickly changes his mind and rolls his window up and then just takes off. And I never see him again. So that's the advantage to having, to videotaping in a situation like that. So, but yeah, I'll give it to him. I mean, he may have just never been there before, and he just didn't know the proper etiquette to go around that traffic circle. Because there are really no rules on that traffic circle. It's absolute pandemonium, as they say. So I'll give it to him, but he didn't have to go flipping me off and getting all pissy and everything about it. There's no reason for it. I mean, he must have thought I was completely in the wrong, and that's whatever. That's his prerogative. That's his choice. I don't care. But he turned into a dick. So, that's just the way it is. And I think, I wasn't afraid he was going to get out of his truck to do anything. But the camera kind of stopped him from maybe making himself look more like an ass than he already was proving himself to be. But anyways, that's that. That's what happened in the traffic back there. And all was well. He took off. I never saw him again. I didn't want to see him again. So that worked. That worked to everybody's benefit. Anyways, I'm here on 80 because, again, like I said in the beginning of this video, stuck in construction traffic because they think it makes sense to do road work during the day at rush hour. They don't understand that if they do it in the middle of the night, there's less traffic and less chance for ridiculously long backups. But who am I? I'm just the driver that has to deal with the backups. Anyways, we'll see you down the road, eh? Why do I keep saying A now? I'm not Canadian. I'm from Ohio. Am I the only driver that gets a little annoyed when that didn't work? When I move over to the left lane and then somebody, I move over there for a reason, and then somebody sneaks around to my right and passes me on the right lane. Am I the only driver who finds that as a pet peeve? Or is that just me being an ass? That gets on my nerves. It just feels like it's just annoying. It's like there's a reason I got over to the left lane. I didn't go over to the left lane so you could pass me in the right lane. Just stopped here at the Pilot Lamar for a bathroom break and some lunch. Decided to try some of their soup. I haven't tried the soup here before at the Pilots and Flying J's. So I'm trying the hearty chicken pot pie. It sounded kind of good. Chicken pot pie soup. So we'll see how that tastes. I'm staring right now at a beautiful sunset. I don't know if it'll get this or not, but we'll see. It's gorgeous over the hills. I love it. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and chow down on my soup and get back on the road and head on down to Cincinnati. So we'll see you guys down there. Well guys, I have completed my night for the most part. I am here in Cincinnati getting unloaded now, and I'm in a door waiting to get unloaded, and then I'll be heading home for the weekend, or at least until Sunday morning sometime. It was a very eventful day. First off, the little bit of road rage that I apparently inspired another driver because he didn't want to have any patience. But anyway, there was that, and then later on in the night, I came about as close as I ever want to come again to getting into an accident, in a construction zone. I was in Pennsylvania on 80, and they really need to learn how to put signs out warning drivers about the construction coming up, right? Well, there were no signs at all, nothing saying possible stop traffic ahead, nothing. There was just not even anything about construction. So I'm going down the highway with my cruise control set at 70 miles an hour, which is what the speed limit is in Pennsylvania in this area. And I'm going down a hill. I got 43,000 pounds back here. And as you're going down this hill, there's a turn, and in Pennsylvania there's those high walls, of rock and whatnot. So it was essentially a blind turn, and right in the middle of that turn, there was stopped traffic, dead stopped, and 43,000 pounds going 70 mile an hour down a hill is not what I call easy to stop. Well, I'll just say I didn't think I was going to get out of that one. It was that bad. Right when I saw that the traffic was stopped in front of me, I just didn't think I was going to get out of it. So I actually aimed for the shoulder, slammed on the brakes, hard as I could. Luckily, I don't think the load shifted, but and I was paying attention. That's why you pay attention. But it just happened so fast because it was right around the corner, But I was lucky I was paying attention. If I wasn't, then it would have been disastrous. It would have been a lot worse. Like I said, I moved over to the shoulder, and I still stopped in time before I even got to the traffic, but it wasn't very far. And I could see the truck in front the Ford Explorer that was in front of me. You could see him. He was kind of moving like this, like he was debating. Like you could tell he was watching me in his mirror. And he actually started, like he was debating what to do to avoid having me rear-end him. And so like I said, I put it on the shoulder, And until traffic started to move, I left it on the shoulder, thinking in case, like I was aimed towards a ditch. My thinking in that was, if another semi came around that corner, because I was now closer, you know, I left that much shorter of a space for a truck to stop now. And if he'd come around a corner behind me and hit me, I was planning it. So I was actually planning to get hit. It was that bad. And I was planning to have him hit me and push me into the ditch rather than into the traffic in front of me. That was the thought process that went through my head. But luckily, right after that happened, a state trooper, pulled up to the apex in that turn, which the apex means, you know, the crest, whatever you want to call it, of the turn. And he pulled up there into the median and turned his lights on to warn other drivers that traffic was stopped. But man, it was hairy. It was definitely a hairy situation. But nothing bad happened. Everybody was okay. Nobody got into an accident. That's always a plus. And I don't even think that my load shifted. So at least it didn't look like it when I opened the door. So anyways, after this, we're going home. And I look forward to a little downtime, at least for a day and a half or so. Family time, all that fun stuff. But hey guys, we're going to see you later. And I hope you guys stay safe out there. Be careful. Pay attention. And we'll talk at you later.